Hi Rebels, today we're going to make a little bit of comfort food in my kitchen. Today we're doing white chicken chili. This recipe was inspired by Paula Deen. She published a recipe about 8 years back, and I liked it, but I found it was like a little too fatty, a little too much, so I've kind of simplified and made it work for me. And so without further ado, let's get cooking. Okay, so the first part of this is we're going to actually brown our turkey. So we have some salt, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. This is 1 4-ounce can of diced mild green chilies. This is 1 cup of onions. Again, I'm using frozen. This is 1 pound of ground turkey. You can use regular turkey, you can use turkey breast, you can use chicken. If you're vegetarian and still want to use this recipe, since it is bean-based, you can use an entire package of white mushrooms or portobello mushrooms chopped up instead, and it will actually work beautifully. Back here, this is 3 cans of beans, 3 15-ounce cans of beans. Now, there are pinto beans in here, but I also use Great Northern beans. You can also use cannolini beans, which are basically white pinto beans. But you really want some color consistency, as it is called white chicken chili. Then over here, we have some spices to go in that chili. We've got chili powder, white pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. And this is 2 cups of chicken stock, and you're going to supplement that with some water at the very end. So in here, I've just sweated my onions down in 2 tablespoons of butter. You can use olive oil, but I actually like the flavor that butter gives you a little bit better. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add my diced green chilies, the whole can, and get those going. And then I'm going to add in my meat. And my spices. And this is going to be the onion powder, the garlic powder, and the salt. And we're just going to sprinkle that over the whole thing. And we're going to let this brown and cook for about 3 minutes. Whew. Okay, so we have cooked about 3 minutes. Notice that we are nice and done. There is a good bit of liquid in here, and that's because I use those frozen onions. It's not all fat. It is the onion and the chilies. As they cook, they release a lot of moisture. That's a good thing because it actually gives you a lot of flavor in your chili. So we're actually going to put this chili into the pot of beans next. So up and over we go. And straight in. Now, sorry, taking a minute to scrape everything out. You want to get all this goodness in here because this is part of where your flavor comes from. Now, to this mixture, we're going to go ahead and add our 2 cups of chicken stock. And we're going to give it a stir. So what you want is for it to just cover your beans, because as this cooks, those beans are going to soak that moisture and get nice and soft. So you want it liquidy, but you don't want it so liquidy. So to me, with this amount of bean and this amount of meat, I think it needs maybe another ½ cup of liquid. So we are over about a medium flame. We're going to bring this up to a simmer, and then we're going to let it simmer uncovered for about 45 minutes to an hour. Here's my other ½ cup of liquid so I can kind of show you what it looks like. See how it's just covering the top? And I'm just going to add my spices. And now we're going to bring it to a simmer and let it cook for about an hour. So we have been cooking about 45 minutes. As you can see, we've thickened up. We're nice and thick now. We are, see, good and cooked. And I'm going to go ahead and taste this for seasoning real quick. So we are all done. I wanted to show you guys proper simmering temperature. Notice that the bubbles are breaking the surface, but it's not a rolling boil here. And I'm going to show you guys how we serve this up. See how nice and thick we got. We've tasted for seasoning. It tastes great. You know, at this point, sometimes people want to add a little more chili powder. Some people want to add some Tabasco. All about how spicy you like it. And then we're just going to plate this up. A little chili. Here we go. And we're going to add a little bit of cheese. Add a little bit of shredded cheese. And there you have it. 1 bowl of chicken chili ready to eat. So total cooking time on this is probably about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, just depending on how quickly you saute and how long you like it to sit. And this is a great meal. Serves a crowd, probably serves 6 to 8 people. This is Saucy Rebel signing off.